Good day, everyone. We are Group 3, and today we will be presenting the step-by-step process of installing Windows Server 2022 using VMware. I am Kirsty Claudine Estrano together with my groupmates Alvin Santiago, John Kendrick Magsino, Hannah Perona, John Sandre Ramos, John Paul De Castro, Deus Justin Victorio, and Rosalind Locson. We will guide you through the installation process, explain the important configurations, and discuss why certain settings are recommended for a smooth and secure setup. So first, kailangan nating mag-download at mag-install ng VMware Workstation. So, yan, currently running na yung VMware. Next is kailangan din nating mag-download ng Windows Server 2022 ISO file. And nagawa na din namin siya kanina. So, let's proceed with create a new virtual machine. Next, I will install the operating system later. Microsoft Windows Server 2022. Next. So, ito na lang din yung gamitin natin name. Ito yung location. Next. 60, okay, next. And finish. Next is need nating i-edit yung virtual machine settings. So, dito tayo sa memory and pwede natin gawing 4 gig. So, 4 gig, siya yung minimum requirement para natin na maayos yung Windows Server. Pwede din naman na 8 gig. Ito yung recommended para hindi maging mabagal. Lalo na kapag nag-open ka ng server manager or nag-install ng roles or sabay-sabay mong ginagamit yung ibang tools. So, mas malaking RAM, mas smooth siya, mas responsive, at hindi siya naghahang yung VM or yung virtual machine habang ginagamit. Pero for now, stick tayo with 4 gig. Yan. Processor. 2 and yung core per processors. So, dito, ginagawa natin 2 processors plus 2 cores para maging mas responsive yung VM, mas smooth yung Windows Server, and mas stable yung performance. Dito naman, use ISO image file. So, browse lang natin yung ISO file natin ng load natin earlier. Okay. Then, okay. Then, pwede nang power on. So, dito, keep na lang natin yung default. Language, English, United States, time and currency format, English, United States, keyboard or input method, US. So, default na lang and install na. Then dito, piliin natin is yung Windows Server 2022 Data Center Evaluation Desktop Experience. So, bakit? So, yung data center, ito yung malaki at pinaka-kompletong edition na may support with advanced features like Hyper-V, storage spaces, at iba pang enterprise services. Yung evaluation, libre para sa testing at learning purposes. Valid siya for 180 days. Tapos desktop experience, ito yung may GUI or desktop interface. So, hindi lang siya command line. So, mas madali siyang gamitin. So, next. I accept. Custom. So, dito naman, tayo ng new. So, dito sa disk space, pwede natin siyang hatian actually ng 60% at 40%. So, 60-40 na lang yung gawin natin. So, 60% nito is 36,864. So, apply lang. And to ensure that all Windows features work correctly, Windows might create additional partitions for system files. So, okay. Then, yun lang tayo. Then, di na natin siya kailangang hatiin. Ito na yung 40%. So, apply. Then, next. So, ayan. Wait lang natin matapos yung installation. So, ito na, customize setting. So, type a password for the built-in administrator account that you can use to sign into this computer. So, yung username, hindi siya mapapalitan. So, Windows Server, ang built-in account is, yung may pinakamataas na permission is yung administrator. So, hindi siya pwedeng palitan. Kasi, siya yung core system account para siya sa pagmamanage at para sa security. This is yung password. Set tayo ng password. Ano na lang, admin 123 hashtag. Sorry. Type na ang password. Admin 123. So, yan. Successfully installed na yung ating Windows Server. Okay. So, that is all po para po sa Windows Server 2022 installation in VMware. Proceed na po tayo sa next na magde-demo.
Good day everyone. So today I will demonstrate the security features of Windows Server 2022. So sa ating security features, meron tayong Windows Defender, Firewall, and Local Security. So dito sa search bar, i-search lang natin yung Windows Security. Then mapupunta tayo dito sa Virus and Threats Protection. So ito yung kanyang current threats. So i-quick scan lang natin siya. Then after the scan, I show the protection history where results are recorded. So no current threats. So last scan, ito po yung kanyang date and time. Then 0 threats found and scan lasted at 30 seconds. Then the file scans ay 9,926. Then next ay punta naman tayo sa Windows Firewall. Then search lang natin dito ay wf.msc. Punta lang tayo sa inbound rule, tapos add new rule. Then dito sa port, Then next, lagay lang natin dito yung kanyang magiging IP for the specific local ports. Then block the connection. Then next lang ulit. Saka maglalagay lang tayo dito ng domain name. Blackport 80. Then finish. So ito po yung ating ginawang sa firewall. Then next naman po ay sa local security policy. Mag-input tayo dito or magagawa naman tayo dito ng sa password. Then first, punta lang tayo sa account policy, then password policy. Tsaka dito sa minimum password length. So dito nakalagay ay 14 characters. Then yan na yung mag-indicate or yung maximum ng characters na pwede natin ilagay sa password. Then dito naman tayo sa account lockout threshold. Then nakalagay dito ay dito naman kung ilang beses pwede mag-attempt yung user ng kung anong ilalagay niyang password, which is lalagay natin ay number 3. 3 times lang siyang pwedeng mag-attempt ng password.
Ang next feature is yung virtualization and Hyper-V. Ang Windows Server 2022, meron na siyang built-in na hypervisor or yung tinatawag na Hyper-V. Inaalaw nito yung mga administrators na makapag-create and makapag-manage ng mga virtual machines directly sa loob ng operating system. So, kahit na yung Windows Server is nasa loob siya ng VMware Workstation, pwede mo pa din ma-enable yung Hyper-V. Gagamit ka lang ng nested virtualization. So, para mag-work yung Hyper-V sa loob ng VMware Workstation, kailangan si VMware i-allow niya yung VM na makapag-run ng mga virtualization features. So, ang gagawin lang doon is mag-shutdown tayo ng Windows Server VM natin. So, doon sa loob nun, i-open yung VM settings, and under doon sa processor section is i-check yung virtualize Intel VT-X/EPT or AMD-V/RVI. So, itong setting na to, pinapayagan niya na yung server mag-run sa Hyper-V kahit na nasa loob na siya mismo ng virtual machine. So, para magamit natin yung ating Hyper-V feature, kailangan naka-install siya doon sa ating server manager. So, para ma-install siya, punta lang dun sa server manager and then add rows lang. And then, yung Hyper-V, makikita siya dun sa server rows. So, dito sa ating demo is in-install na namin yung Hyper-V. So, dito, yung Hyper-V, ine-enable niya yung Hyper-V management tools and yung Hyper-V platform. So, para ma-check natin yung ating Hyper-V kung installed na, punta lang sa Start and then type yung Hyper-V Manager. So, ito na yung interface ng Hyper-V Manager. So, nandito yung virtual machines, yung checkpoints, and then yung VM. So dito, in-off ko muna yung unang ginawa ko na VM. Ang gagawin muna natin is mag-create tayo ng virtual switch. So, yung virtual switch, para bago makapag-create ng VM, kailangan meron muna tayong virtual network. So, kaya tayo mag-create ng virtual switch. Yung virtual switch, dedicated siya na internal network between dun sa virtual machines na nasa loob ng Hyper-V. So, dito yung internal switch, ina-avoid niya yung mga conflicts sa VMware networking. So, para makapag-create ng virtual switch, so sa right side ng panel, click lang yung new and then create virtual switch. So, dito, new virtual network, internal switch yung gagawin natin. So, lalagyan nyo siya ng name. So, dito, new internal switch yung ating pinangalan sa ating virtual switch. So, next naman is mag-create tayo ng virtual machine. So, dito, mag-create tayo ng virtual machine inside dun sa Hyper-V para ma-demonstrate natin yung capabilities ng Windows servers in terms of virtualization. So, dito sa right side panel ulit, click lang yung new and then select lang yung new and then virtual machine. So, dito meron lang i-configure yung virtual name, yung name ng virtual machine. So, dito ang name natin is new virtual machine. Ay, new demo VM. So, yung select natin is yung generation 1. So, kaya generation 1 yung sinelect natin kasi most compatible siya sa mga nested labs. And then, click next. And mag-assign tayo ng memory. So, for example, dito is yan, as is na lang. Configure network. So, saselect natin yung ginawa nating virtual switch kanina. So, dito naman sa size, mag-assign lang tayo ng bagong virtual hard disk. So, for example, is 20. And then, click next. And then, finish. So, dito, yung virtual machine natin, so, magbibehave na siya ng parang real computer na din na meron na siyang sarili niyang CPU, meron na siyang sarili niyang memory, storage, and also yung network connection. So, lahat to is virtualized inside dun sa Hyper-V. So, para lang mag-run yung ating, or mag-start yung ating VM, kailangan nating right-click yung ating VM. So, select lang natin yung VM natin, yung ginawa natin kanina, new demo VM. So, right-click and then click start. So, meron ding option na pwede nating i-rename yung ating VM. So, for example, kanina, new demo VM. So, ito, pinalitan natin ng bagong name niya, yung new VM na lang siya. So, feature din sa Hyper-V yung checkpoints. So, sa checkpoint, dun pa din sa ating VM, sa right side, select lang natin yung checkpoint. So, yung checkpoint, tinatawag din siya na snapshots. Ang snapshots is yung most useful feature ng Hyper-V. So, dito, nag-create siya ng checkpoint image kung saan pwede niyang i-freeze yung state ng VM natin and pwede ka mag-return doon anytime. So, Very useful siya for testing sa mga updates and yung mga recovery scenarios. Next is yung managing ng VM resources. So, si Hyper-V, inalaw niya yung administrators na makapag-control kung gaano kalaking CPU and memory ang pwedeng gamitin ng VM. So, dito, shutdown lang natin yung VM and sa settings mo siya pwedeng ma-configure. So, sa settings, open mo yung processor and then yung virtual processors, resource control. So, yun. Pwede din sa memory settings at makikita doon yung mga static or dynamic memory options. So, dito nakakapag-allocate ka ng resources based dun sa kung ano lang yung need mo na workload. So, dito napiprevent ng Hyper-V yung VM na makapag-consume ng too many resources. So, para magkaroon din ng mas stable na server performance. So, in summary, yung mga benefits ni Hyper-V is nakapag-enable siya ng mga virtual machines na mag-run dun sa loob mismo ng Windows Server. Meron din siya mga virtual switches kung saan naman manage yung mga network connectivity. Meron din siyang checkpoints kung saan merong mga enable na safe testing and yung rollback. Pati na rin yung mga resource controls na napiprevent niya sa pag-overload. So, lahat ng to nag-work kahit na nasa nested virtualized environment tayo using nung VMware workstation. Hyper-V kasi is a core component sa mga modern data center environments and siya din yung naging foundation sa mga cloud technologies like no Azure.
Next is I will demonstrate data assurance features in Windows Server 2022. First is I will create a storage pool using 2 virtual disks and build a mirrored virtual disk which protects data even if one disk fails. Next, I will enable volume shadow copy on the disk, create a snapshot, then delete a file and recover it using previous versions. Finally, I use Windows Server Backup to create a system backup, which can restore the server during failures. These features ensure data reliability, redundancy, and recoverability critical in any enterprise environment.
Next feature of Windows Server 2022 is the Data Center Administration Tools. These are essential tools to use daily by system administrators to monitor, troubleshoot, and manage servers. When you open the Server Manager, which is the central management console, and then select the dashboard, we can add rules and features or manage multiple servers. Under Local Server, we can view and configure key settings such as the hostname, network configuration, Windows Update, and remote desktop. The All Servers section allows administrators to manage several servers from one interface. Another tool is the Performance Monitor, also known as PerfMon. Here we added the processor present time and memory available counters. This live graph allows administrators to see system usage in real time, helping identify CPU bottlenecks, memory pressure, or performance issue. Next tool of the data center administration is the Resource Monitor, which provides deeper insight into CPU, memory, disk, and network activity. This tool lets admins identify which processes are consuming resources and whether this or network activity is slowing the system. The Event Viewer. To open the Event Viewer, just search Event Viewer in the Start option. Navigate to Windows Log System and filter for errors. Event Viewer logs every system event, warning, and error. This is one of the most important tools for troubleshooting and diagnosing server problems. Data Center Administration Tools allow Windows Server 2022 administrators to ensure system health, performance, and stability.
Feature 5. Admin and User Restrictions. How administrative and user restrictions are applied in Windows Server 2022 using Active Directory Group Policy. These tools help enforce security, control permissions, and manage user access across the network. So, step 1. Creating user and groups in Active Directory. Begin by opening Active Directory, users, and computers. Since this server is domain controller, all user account must be created here instead of local users and groups. Create a new user account and then create a security group. After that, I add the user into the group. Grouping users make it easier to apply restriction and permission to multiple users at once, following best practices in enterprise security. Step 2. Applying restriction using group policy. Next, open the Group Policy Management Console. Create a new group policy object specifically for restricted users. I edit the policy and apply several restrictions. First, disable access to control panel so user cannot change system settings. Then configure USB restrictions by blocking write access to removable storage devices. These policies help protect the organization data and ensure users cannot tamper with system configurations.
Step 3. Applying NTFS permission on folders. Apply group policy, demonstrate file system restrictions, create a folder, and configure its NTFS permissions. Add the restricted user and deny modify access so they cannot edit or delete files in that directory. This is useful for protecting important files while still allowing users to read them. Next is step 4. Testing restriction as the user. Finally, log in using the restricted user account to verify that the policies are effective. Attempt to open the control panel, which is blocked. I try accessing the restricted folder and confirm that modify access is denied. These tests show that the restrictions are working as intended. So, Windows Server 2022 provides powerful administrative tools through Active Directory, Group Policy, and NTFS permissions. These features allow administrators to control user access, enforce security policies, and protect organizational data. Together, they ensure a secure and well-managed environment.
And now, the last part is the networking features of Windows Server 2022, which are essential for managing IP addresses, name resolution, and network services in an enterprise environment. Step 1. Static IP configuration. First, assign a static IP address to the server. Open the network adapter setting and manually configure the IP, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server. This ensures the server maintains a consistent address, which is crucial for network services like DNS and DHCP. And step 2, DNS server role. Next, install the DNS server role through Server Manager. DNS allow host names to resolve to IP addresses, create a forward lookup zone called lab, local, and add an A record for the server. Using the ping command, I verify that the server solves correctly by host name. And this makes it easier for clients to access the server without needing to remember IP addresses. And next is the Step 3. DHCP server role. After DNS installed the DHCP server role, which automatically assigns IP addresses to clients, create an IPv4 scope with a specific range of IP addresses and activate it. On a client VM, configure the network adapter to DHCP and confirm that it receives an IP automatically from the server. This demonstrates dynamic IP allocation in action, which simplifies network management in large environments. Step 4. Firewall rules. And finally, configures Windows firewall rules to control network traffic. Create a rule to block ICMP echo requests, effectively preventing ping testing from client VM. The ping fails when disable the rule. Ping works again. And this shows how firewall rules can protect the server while allowing controlled access. And by combining static IP assignment, DNS, DHCP, and firewall rules, Windows Server 2022 provides administrators with powerful tools to manage, secure, and monitor network infrastructure efficiently. These features are fundamental for maintaining reliable and secure network communication in any enterprise environment. Thank you.
We have shown you how each feature, from installation, security, virtualization, data assurance, data center tools, user restrictions, and networking, works in a real server environment. These tools are essential for maintaining secure, stable, and well-managed systems in any organization. And this concludes our presentation and demonstration of the Windows Server 2022. Thank you for your time and attention.